mankind won't be destroyed. The fact that you and I are working here today is evidence of that.
Oh, I love all that. Was that saxophone? I don't know. Hello, and how's it going? How's it going? Welcome to our Partner Spotlight. So happy to do our Partner Spotlights. These are our opportunities to just have a nice chin wag, which in particular this guest that I have with me is the one that I discovered that was not a country saying. It was a British saying, but we can go into that later. So we're just going to have a lovely conversation with one of our fantastic partners who we work with on a regular basis, and one of our most loyal royal brands. I don't know. I was trying to do something there. And anyway, I'm Joshua Harrell. I'm going to be your host this hour. Please drop your comments, your questions in the chat, and we'll try to get to those whenever we can, whenever we get a break. But we've got an action-packed hour for you with Royal Caribbean and our favorite strategic account manager, Robin Washington. Robin, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. I'm as excited as you are because I love hanging out with you guys.
And what I love is that isn't this the first time you've been able to do a Partner Spotlight in the studio? Yes. So even though Robin is local to us here in Roswell, we've only been able to do things virtually.
Yes.
So it's a big deal. She got to come into the Sequin Palace, which is what I've heard. We just had a lot of our members here for the accelerator course last week, and they said it seems a lot bigger on my screen at home. So it's a lot smaller, isn't it?
Well, I had to pass 3 studio lots to get over here, so.
And then they had the golf cart, right?
Yes, they golf carted me over. I love it, though. I love it.
Well, in case you are new to our network, or you're just tuning in for the first time, you're like, what is going on with the sequins and the fuchsia chairs? We are a very colorful and fun network of independent travel advisors, and we have some of the coolest partners out there. And these partner spotlights are our way of showcasing them, but also to get the inside scoop. So I'm going to be pressing. It's going to be like Oprah. It's going to be like an Oprah conversation, right? That's exactly what you were expecting.
Yeah,
right?
Do you have tissues just in case you get into personal things?
There's a note on my card that says, cry at minute. It's going to be like that. Now, Robin, we have been working together for a few years. Yes. In fact, pre the incident,
yes,
as your Jason Liberty likes to call it, he said the Icelandic people call the pause, which Vicky Fried calls it the pause. But the Icelandic people call the COVID pandemic the incident, and we have taken Jason's note to heart, and internally we use that all the time. Yes. But we were all ready to go.
Gosh.
Like we were. Yes. It was we were making it happen.
We were.
And then all of a sudden there was just a little slight pause.
Yes.
Just a little pause.
That's it.
But we have been working together for a few years. You even hosted us on the Independence of the Seas for our World Annual Conference.
You all having us then.
Oh, it was so much fun, and that will go down in history. It's the only World at Sea we've done, and people that it changed their view of that annual conference.
Oh,
they just thought, okay, I've got to make sure I make space for it. So this year, join us in California. We're in California this year.
And I'll work on it being again on a cruise at some point.
Yeah, if you don't know Robin that well, groups and Robin, yes, it's a thing. So I want to take a moment for anybody who might be watching at home who is not familiar with Royal Caribbean. Tell in a nutshell, how do you describe Royal Caribbean? Because there's a sea of cruise lines out
Literally.
there. There is a sea.
Yeah, I think we are a leader in not just the cruise industry, but in vacationing, because we really focus on, yes, we have a beautiful ships, innovative hardware, but it's really about how do we make the most memorable experience possible. We can do it up for family, for multi-gen, for couples, anyone that's out there. We really have a nice pocket for them, all while we're getting them out to see the world.
Yes, and they cover the world.
Yes, yeah. We actually go, most people think because Caribbean's in our name, we got to
Yep.
do that well. But we go to over 300 different ports throughout the whole world, which is nice.
That is nice, and
Yes.
like you said, you've got the ships that have
Yes.
all the experiences, and we're going to get into a lot of
Yes.
that. But you've got all the ships,
Yes, we do.
and
more on the way.
Yeah, more on the way. So we've got a lot of things that we're going to talk about, but I also wanted to give a nod to you've got some sister brands out there too,
We
right?
do. We got a kind of cool family. So
Yeah.
the Royal Caribbean Group is what
Da,
we're a
da,
part
da,
of.
da. I just want to give it a little royal buzz.
I like that.
That's our producer
There you
Evan in the
go.
background.
But so we have Royal Caribbean Group is our overall umbrella
Mm-hmm.
family of brands. And then we have Royal Caribbean International, which is our cruise line. We also have Celebrity Cruises, and we also have Silver Sea. So we have the whole gamut of whatever clients might be looking for, from come hang out with us, you're going to have a great fun time, to if you really want an ultra luxury experience, we've got Silver Sea.
Right. And what I love about the group is that there is something for everybody.
Yes.
And don't think that there is just one one brand, one experience, because those grandparents, they want to travel with the whole. There's a skip generation travel. We had a partner in here last week talking about skip generation travel, where they're taking their grandkids but not taking the parents.
Yes.
I mean, if I was a parent, I'd get a little worried about that.
Or
I'd
the
be
parents
like,
get some free time.
that's true. The parents are like, yeah. But the skip generation travel, where it's bringing the grandparents are bringing the grandkids, and they're getting that time, that precious time with them. So you've got those experiences, like you said, multi-gen, which that is where we bring the parents. I guess you can, and then whole big families and friend families and beyond. I mean, you guys have a little bit of everything, and then you've got some sister brands that maybe they want a little quiet time to themselves,
Yes.
that maybe a little more luxurious.
Yes.
But you've got a little bit of everything, and you've
really
got
do.
luxury on your Royal Caribbean ships as well.
We
so
do.
we don't want to omit that in
We
the
do.
picture. Yeah.
Yes.
So as someone has been able to taste a little bit of that luxury, I'm like, don't forget the luxury within Royal Caribbean.
Yes. Yeah, and I think it's always a matter of, do you want to sail in a balcony, or is that all that you can afford? Or do you want a Royal Genie who is well beyond a concierge, who actually takes care of you the whole time in our star class suites?
I know what I would want.
Yes.
So we're not going to skew that way.
Yes.
But, so I thought it would be a great opportunity, for a while now. We've been talking about the Oasis class ships. Now, a little bit later, we get to talk about the newest class ships, but we're not going to talk about that yet.
Yeah.
No. But we have a little footage that you brought that I would like to show to showcase the Oasis class ships, and we can talk about it.
I love that. Sounds good.
Roll that footage. Wow.
They're wonderful.
I've been able to experience it, so
Yeah.
that is not I mean, the stat that I can't remember the exact stat, but there's such a small percentage of people in America who have actually cruised, and I bet they don't think it looks like that.
I don't think they do. And even some people that have cruised can't imagine some of the innovation we've done on that Oasis class, and that is even Heaven Central Park in the middle of the ocean. It's over 13,000 live trees and plants sitting in the middle of the ocean. But a
You
great
weren't
place to
thinking
hang
about
out and
that.
listen to jazz. But the Oasis class, when they came out, and that is our most popular class right now, they totally changed the entire industry. Although our ships got bigger, we created neighborhoods so that you didn't feel the number of people that were on there. You could be hanging out in Central Park, and there's other people in Boardwalk. You can be hanging out in Boardwalk, but there's other people in our entertainment place, or in the spa, or the fitness centers, or in our children's areas. So really changed the game, and we continue to do that with the Oasis class. We just launched Wonder. She's right now the largest ship at sea, but we
Right
have
now.
Utopia coming out right now. Yes. For us, it's always right now. We have Utopia coming out this summer. And when she does, this will be the first time that we're taking an Oasis class ship and doing short sailing. So the first time cruiser gets a full experience of an Oasis class ship versus getting on a smaller ship that maybe has less amenities. So we're really excited about that.
So a great opportunity to try cruising and get the most innovative experience possible, and then think about that longer
Yes.
that
Yes.
longer cruise.
Yeah. Yep. Because that's usually what happens.
Yeah.
Is that you're getting on a ship that maybe doesn't have all the bells and whistles for your
Yeah.
first time.
So I am going to take this moment to say that, and many of our audience who have watched for a while know that I am fairly new to cruising. It has only been since 2017, and I won a trip, not from within the industry, outside the industry, and I wanted to go to Cuba. And how I could get to Cuba was through a Royal Caribbean ship. So my very first cruise experience was in 2017 on Royal Caribbean, going to a phenomenal destination that not only was I able to go to Havana, I was able to go to Cienfuegos, Santiago de Cuba, and the excursions, everything that we always talk about with cruises. I got goosebumps just talking about it because that was such a unique experience, probably one not to be repeated in the near future. But what a great first time cruise for me, and that had to be a very small ship. It's no longer in service. The ship is, but that's what I thought a cruise ship was. I mean I knew it was older, but I thought, and then I was fortunate to get to go on board the Odyssey of the Seas. A little bit different.
Very different.
So I love what you said about the neighborhoods, and I think that you guys have been so intentional about creating these humongous ships. But you don't feel like you were in a shopping mall, like a shopping mall from the 90s. You do feel like you have that spa moment. You have that blues joint moment. You've got all the moments that you want to have. But I will say, when you first walk on board and you are greeted, I felt a little bit like, you know, the old TV show from the 80s with another brand we're not going to talk about, but
Back in that day I did want to be Julie, just
did you?
FYI.
Okay. And just so we're clear, that was a set. That was not filmed on a ship, because I guarantee you they did not have that much space back then. But yeah, when you go on board, the entry is so elegant, and you do feel the scale of the ship. So I don't want to diminish. It's not, size isn't everything,
Yes.
but it is it is an architectural feat.
And we want that. We know that when someone's going on a cruise or joining us on Royal Caribbean, they're leaving a lot of stuff behind. They're leaving work, they're leaving all the other stressors. They've been planning for this for a really long time. So the moment you cross that threshold, we want you to know you're here. You're welcome. You're about to have a great time or a relaxing time or however you want to spend your time on our ships. That moment really matters a lot to us to kind of cross that life threshold at the moment.
That's very cool. And I will say that every time I'm on board a Royal Caribbean ship, even though I know it's not, I mean, it's on the list of things that you have available to do, I will always make time for the spa. I will always make time for the spa. So if it, not only do I feel relaxed and refreshed after my cruise, my skin is glowing, and I just let you in on my secret. I mean, we can say it's the Royal Caribbean cruise, but your crew in the spa knows what they're doing.
They're amazing. They are 100% amazing. Yes. And some people come on our ships and just do 7 or 8 treatments. That's the number one reason they may be cruising with us.
Do you know what? The one place I don't go to on your ships, and I always have the intention to do it, and that is the gym. I know you've got a world-class gym, and so you can stay fit while you're at sea. But I don't take part. I don't take part in that at all.
I always tell everyone we have a wonderful fitness and spa area. I can tell you all about the spa, and I'd love to hear what you think about the fitness area, which is incredible. Yes,
it still looks brand new.
Yes, they're beautiful, and it's one of those ways. If that's what you're used to in your routine, we want to keep that going for you. So imagine waking up. You are on either a treadmill or a bike or something else, and you're overlooking the sunrise.
Yeah.
I'm never up at sunrise, but other people are. Or you're out walking on our track at sunrise, or you're doing something else that's still a part of your routine.
Yes.
And, you don't get out of that part of it. And we also have personal trainers on board if you need a little extra assistance, too, while you're there.
And I highly recommend, we didn't talk about this beforehand, but I do highly recommend that if you are trying to do, sometimes when I get to go on these trips, I like to do a little reboot of my life. So it'll be a nice spa treatment on my face, and then set up some time with that personal trainer, and it's a nice little reboot. So, I mean, I know. What is the? I mean, it used to be always wear elastic pants when you're cruising.
Yes, elastic waist pants.
Yes.
Day one, wear the skinny jeans. Pack them away after that. Those cute little tight things don't work after day 2.
Yeah. Because you feed us and you feed us well, and we're going to talk about that. But I do want to address. We've got a few people in the chat. Lisa joins us and she says, "Hey, hi Robin and Joshua, good to see you both. Quality Travel said 2 of my very favorites right here in the same room." And Deborah from Sequim, Washington said, "Good morning, Robin and Joshua. Happy Monday."
Thank you.
So thank you guys for tuning in. Yeah. And please, if you guys are, if you guys have any questions for Robin, I mean, I've got my questions, but if you have questions, then please let us know, because we will, we will definitely talk about it. But we were talking the other day, and you said what our members are asking you right now, and you work with. Not only do you work with us, I mean, we're your favorite account ever. Right? Yes.
Always, every day.
This is being beamed all around the world. But you said you're getting asked what to book right now.
Yeah, I think this is last year, or our current year, I guess, 2023, and next year are very different post our pause.
Yeah.
So it's getting back to what routines should I be thinking about. Right now, we're about to be launching into what we call the wave season, which starts in January. But Alaska right now. Alaska is a very short season. It's from late April through September, and the demand is always huge. So it's a matter of making sure that those bookings are happening well in advance of just a couple months or so before there. We still have some availability for this summer, 2024, but we just launched 2025, so it's also really good to start looking at that too. I would say Europe. Same situation. We are all over Europe, whether you're looking for that ancient sort of historical trip, or you want to be in the cool, trendy areas, we've got you covered, or a wine visit. But again, be thinking about getting those booked as early as possible now. And also, if you're looking into next holiday season, Thanksgiving, wonderful time to spend on a ship. Christmas season, the ships are stunningly beautiful. The decorations are amazing. And it's just a matter of start thinking about that now, get that planned so that you've got the best experience.
Yeah, and I think that's really important to note because it is, when everything came back, when the ships went into the water, the demand was there, and everybody's been going full tilt.
Yeah.
Things are going to start to get back to a pattern, and one of the things that we've already seen for 2024 is the availability is not there.
Yes.
And I know I know Royal Caribbean's dropping ships left and right, but I'm just saying there's still so many people that want to go on a holiday, and you need, as the travel professional, you need to be the one guiding your clients in the direction of what to book right now, what should they be contemplating right now, because I guarantee you the average consumer is not thinking that they can't just book Alaska in March, right? Like that is like I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Like, can I
We're
just
not
go?
Vegas.
Yeah.
We're not a destination. We've got a capacity, and I always use the example of Icon. Icon's not even here, and we've got over 70% of it already sold. So be thinking the way the consumers are, and I love your advice of move your clients in those directions. Go ahead and proactively let them know if you're thinking about Europe, or hey, here's some great opportunities for Alaska. Go ahead and get that out there,
Right.
in advance of them waiting to ask for it, because then, it may be some disappointment, and we don't want that. And that's
Right.
why a great travel advisor is.
Yeah.
is
So
good.
this is you creating that marketing calendar.
Yes.
Is right now that 25. The 25 season has gone on sale for Alaska. So talk about Alaska. Now, this is, dawned on me right when you were saying this, and I want to make sure I address this, that just because you're steering them in the direction of Alaska, and you may know that they want to do something in 2024, steering them in the direction of Alaska does not necessarily mean that they're going to hold out and not book a holiday in
Right.
2024. You're just you're using your knowledge, your industry knowledge, to tell them, hey, be thinking about 2025. It's open. Where might you want to go? And I guarantee you that advice that you give, and you
Yes.
being that trusted advisor, is really going to come into play.
Yeah.
It's key.
Huge difference, because if not, your clients start getting into like panic modes of, oh my gosh, can you not find me anything? And that's not what we want. We want the planning process to also feel good and feel inspirational and aspirational, versus at the last minute it can get a little hairy.
Right. And then they're wondering, why can't I get this?
Yes.
Why can't I get that? And then, that's your role. And now just thinking about, okay, right now I can talk about 2025, Alaska. Oh, you know what, honey? We were just thinking about Alaska, but there's a very small window. Maybe let's go ahead and plan for that trip.
Yes.
And then we can do the Caribbean this year, or whatever it is. Whatever works out. But you, as the travel professional, you steer the ship. Now, I think we have a video on Alaska, but I don't want to
Yes.
disrupt producer Evan's flow, because
Okay.
one of the things that we were going to talk about is something that Royal Caribbean is crushing it. I mean, snatching crowns. I have been at so many award ceremonies where it is, and Best Private Island goes to Coco K, Perfect Day. I mean, it is at every single event, and it is a port of call on many of your sailings.
It is.
And it is, even if you just go there, I have had people that has been their only
Yes.
stop.
We've had people ask a lot of our travel advisors, can I get a flight there? No, you can't. just get there on our ships.
Although I would say that the innovation team over at Royal Caribbean is thinking about how can we possibly do something that way. But I'd love to show just a little snippet of Perfect Day.
Yes.
It's just so perfect. I mean, I want to have been in the meeting, a fly on the wall, when they were saying, "What should we call this? Like, well, what are we trying to create? It's a day. Could it be the perfect day?" Yes, that's what a way to land on something that is so perfect.
Yes.
I mean, it is. Anytime I've been, and now I've been a few times, it is, you think of this, again, this massive ship that's pulled into the port. And not everybody gets off. Some people use that time while everybody's out on the island. They do their own thing. They're still on the ship. But the people that are on the island, they all disperse. And there's something for everyone. And a team member of ours took his family, and I asked him, what did he think? Because one of his daughters had an issue, especially in very public situations, and overstimulation could really be disruptive. And I said, how did she handle it? And I mean, were you guys able to relax and have a good time? And he was, he and his wife had the forethought to reach out to Royal Caribbean and explain the situation. And we don't even need to go into full detail on that, but your team thinks about everything. And I was so pleased. And now I've got goosebumps again. You were saying about crying. I think I'm gonna make myself cry.
You're
just
talking
like
about my favorite part.
Yeah.
How we accommodate.
But
But
yeah. So they had, as a family, they had a perfect day. There was something for everybody, and your team was so accommodating, and it did. And it was the highlight. I said, did you go anywhere else? There were other destinations, but that was their favorite part, and they would go just for that. Like you were saying, I don't even know, how could you even improve upon that? And while you guys were watching that video, then Robin whispers in my ear, tell them what you said.
We actually are opening another part of the island, Hideaway Beach, at the end of this month. And Hideaway Beach is going to be...
I know, that's Evan.
I love Evan.
It's cute and annoying all at the same time. You don't know how to react.
But Hideaway Beach is going to be, again, as we're trying to cater to all the different groups out there, this is going to be adults only, 18 and up, on another side of the island. You can only get there by tram. You can't even, everybody's not going to pass it. So it's not open for everybody, but it is going to be the place to be if you are looking for a lot of social partying, great DJs, several bars, other food options that are not on the rest of the island. Plus, we're also going to have cabanas that when you come out, you're going right into an infinity pool. You'll have loungers in front of you that are in the pool for you. So
Yeah, girl!
that that is going to be fun and exciting and a whole nother level of partying.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Royal Caribbean is not only about the biggest pool at sea, the big. I mean, I saw it. I in doing my research for the show. It's like the biggest, the largest, the most. You
We don't
guys,
play.
yeah, you
We
do
don't
not
If
play.
we're going to build it, it's going to make a impact.
Yeah, there is a story
Yes.
behind everything. But perfect day, a perfect destination, and you did bring us a little footage that I'd like to show about what you just said. 2025 Alaska, just
yes.
opened. So check this out. Have you been to Alaska yet?
I have, and I have to tell you, talk about chills, not because of all the snow you saw, that's showing up the glaciers, but so many things that we all experience in life are man-made. And you go to Alaska and you just go, oh my gosh, you can't fathom a glacier until that ship that's massive looks this small next to a glacier. Or just seeing some of the traditions that still exist in Alaska because they have to, to understand how do you survive the big winters. So if you've not gone to Alaska, it has to be on your inspiration list. It really does.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yes. It's
Well,
beautiful.
That's something I need to put on my list.
Yes, please do.
My to-do list.
And I have a way for you to get there too, anytime you're ready to go.
Okay. Trade secret. We'll sort that out. And which I'm going to use this opportunity. If you're a member of our network, if you want any information on Royal Caribbean, if you want Robin's contact information, if you want to know the latest and greatest, any trainings, or you want to watch this show back, go to World Via Pro and search Royal Caribbean, and you will go to their supplier source page, and you will also see any upcoming events that we have. And I know you're going to be at some of our events coming up in
Yes.
2024. So
Love
you
those.
get to see Robin in person. You don't just it's not just have to be on television. I don't know, do we call it television anymore? It's just is video now, right? I feel like television is not a word.
Yes, that's interesting because I think you're not on screen.
Yeah,
I guess that
not
would be
on
what it is.
screen.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. So I did want to show real quick because so talk about goosebumps. So when we got together this morning, Robin reminded me that yesterday
Yes.
the world cruise set sail.
Yes,
and
this is
and
our
we're gonna
first world cruise.
we're gonna show some footage while we talk about it because Evan, go ahead and roll that. Look at this. Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
It is our first time ever doing a world cruise.
I didn't realize that.
We've never done a world cruise.
Oh my gosh! Look, all these places that you want to go to.
Yes, yes. And the very cool part, so she set sail yesterday. It's on Serenade of the Seas. So December 10th, they will get back. Those that are doing the full world cruise will get back September 10th. But also we've got opportunities if you don't have that time, and we've already left for the full cruise. But we've got 4 different major segments
Okay.
tucked in there, but then also 17 individual cruises that can be booked. So if someone has clients that are looking for, I want to spend a little more immersive time in Asia, they can do that segment. Or it might be parts of Europe, or it may be I think there's this 9-day that I might try to get on. That's it's Hawaii, Tahiti, and Australia.
Ooh,
Yes, that's tucked in there. So these are
yeah.
not itineraries that we normally do in the ports that we're going to.
Okay.
We actually, I think on this, have 40 ports that we've never gone to. So
Interesting.
yes, a really good opportunity to see part of the world and get out there.
Yeah.
Again, explore with us and just let us be your home, while you're out there enjoying a good time.
I love that. It makes sense that you'd be able to do ports of call that you haven't been
Yes.
able to, because it's always about getting the ship back to where it
Yes.
needs to be. But if this one is moving through,
Yes.
how
Yeah.
special
and the
is
size
that?
of the ships.
Yeah.
Serenade of the Seas is a size that she's mobile enough to go into some ports that we can't necessarily get an Oasis class ship into.
Wow.
Yes.
So
I'm excited.
so if you guys get on any of those segments, I want to know what the conversation is like with the people who are on
Yes.
for the full thing, because
like a visitor.
you're
Yes.
clearly new. You're new to the neighborhood. How long are you staying?
That's what I kept thinking too. And I also kept saying, well, how do we do the entertainment on that? That's
Yeah.
a long time. I hear they have 150 different entertainers that will be coming on board.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, we're going to talk about the entertainment, but
yes.
in my ear, I'm hearing there's quite a few comments, so I'm going to jump to some comments really quick here. So Quality Travel said, this is about us talking about the gyms. The gyms are loaded with equipment, and the treadmills always face the ocean. Beautiful views.
Thank you
Beautiful.
for letting me know since I'm not out there.
Yes. There goes Sherry says, I'm curious as to what Robin's favorite port and or itinerary is.
So my favorite port overall is actually St. Thomas.
Really?
Yes, believe it or not.
Okay.
I love St. Thomas because I think you've got a mix of, yes, you've got the beach and the island part, but it also has some amazing restaurants there. And if you're there a little bit later in the evening, you've got some good nightlife going on. I love that. My favorite ship is Symphony of the Seas. She's near and dear to my heart. I love her. I love her Aqua Theater show, which I love all of them, but her Aqua Theater show just resonates with me, as well as she's got Hairspray as a musical.
Oh, wow.
And that one is, you were up dancing the whole time. And I like to try to pretend
Yeah,
I can
girl.
dance, so.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. But that's interesting that you said St. Thomas, because that is a very accessible port on,
Yes.
on many itineraries. So there you hear it. Robin is giving you her favorite port, and that is St. Thomas.
Yes.
And also her favorite ship. I mean, come on.
Yeah, Symphony, I love her.
So if you do get on Symphony of the Seas, please let Robin
Yes,
know.
please
I want to
do.
know. I want to know if you have if that is your spirit ship. I don't
definitely
know. Sharon, who was at our accelerator here in Atlanta, who you guys were
what
a part
great
of.
Group of people.
She said, "Hi, Robin and Joshua, just off the accelerator and super excited." I have to tell you that you were here on Wednesday, right? Wednesday or
Yes,
Tuesday?
Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday. So at Wednesday, I was told, so the accelerator is everyone who is either doing a reboot or just getting started and wanted the hands-on knowledge of how to build their business. And I heard that Wednesday was the top of the bell curve in terms of, oh darn, I have a lot to do to get my business together. But it was a bell curve. So at the end, everybody was like, I know how to tackle this. So just if you people were a little nervous and a little wary, just know that there was a lot of content,
Yes.
and that was the oh my gosh moment.
Yes.
It was
Yes.
was in the middle of the week.
I always say, I hope it was like a sponge where you pour all this water in it and it's at least there. If you squeeze a little bit, something's going to come out of all that information that we poured in.
Oh yeah. No, I hands down. People said, "Oh my gosh, it was a
Good.
phenomenal experience," and thank you for being part of it. Let's see. Attitudes and Latitudes Travel said the cruise tours for next season look almost gone.
Yes, that's why we're saying get out there. And the cruise tours that they're referring to is the land portion of Alaska.
Right.
So we do have 2 ships that we'll do starting going from south to north, or starting north to south, and then you can add 3 to 7 days to go deeper into Alaska and Canada. And again, people plan for that. So yes, start booking, start looking.
If you're going to Alaska, you want to get
wanna
inside.
get in, yes.
Yeah, so you need to get, that's another part of the story, and that's something that you can educate your clients
Yes.
on, to make sure that they factor that in, that the clock is ticking. But 2025 is
Yes.
open and
It is.
ready for booking. Let's see. Okay, so Gwen has something specific to say to you. She said,
Squid in my New Orleans girl.
Gwen said, "Hey Robin, Gwen B here. I got the workout cruise booked for 2025 on the Oasis. Thanks for your guidance. Appreciate you." Which that appreciation, we hear a lot of that
good.
about you and your entire team at Royal Caribbean.
Good.
Lots of support. And like I said earlier, if we're going to talk about groups, Robin is going to insert herself into that conversation.
Did you say the word groups? Hold on.
Groups? What? What?
I love Gwen. Gwen actually joined me on a seminar at sea out of LA.
Okay.
And I also met her at a regional. And we spent a lot of times, of course, you can imagine if I'm with someone and we're going to talk a lot about groups. And she told me, can we talk? Because I'm going to make this group happen. And she made this amazing exercise group happen. And now they're ready to book again. So.
Well, I feel like we have a sound effect that we like to use to cheer someone on that I think Gwen deserves.
Yeah, girl!
Way to go. Anna said, "Good morning, Robin and Joshua." There goes Sherry said, "Symphony is one of my favorites too." So you have a spirit ship there. And then Anna said, "Robin, thanks for all your help getting my first group off the ground." Now,
I didn't plant those, you know that.
no, I know you did not plant those, but I'm going to put a couple of hearts in there if I can. Let's see. There we go. Oh, I just put a bunch of hearts in there. That's something that I want to take a moment. I know that we're going to talk about entertainment, something that's very near and dear to both of our hearts. But Robin and so many of our partners, they are here to help you grow your business in all sorts of ways. You might be just getting started. You might be at a plateau, and you're like, I don't know what else I could do to grow my business. These are phenomenal resources that you need to tap into, and they know their product, they know their brand, but they also know travel professionals just like you who maybe have thought they plateaued, but they didn't because they're missing this whole opportunity over here, or new ways to reach your clients, and ways to even, I find sometimes that even the conversations, I always say, when someone wants to talk to a partner or ask a partner a question, just don't do it in email. Give them a call. See if you can schedule time to talk to them, because the conversation that they have with a partner like you, it might be, we just want to talk about this one, I only wanted to talk about this one thing, but you both leave enriched, empowered, and ready to go, and I just feel like that is part of the magic that you can't write that up. You can't describe that.
Totally. And I learned so much too.
Yeah.
You know, we get energized and inspired. I think what people have to remember is that we see what has worked and we see what hasn't worked. We don't want to steer you down paths that we work with lots and lots and lots of travel partners. We know, if you add some accelerant to that, I bet you could even do better than that person did. Or, that doesn't necessarily work. Maybe it could be something tied with our ships, or it could be tied with what you're trying to do, but use that partnership. Most people reach out to us for the first time when they have a problem.
Don't let that be you. That is my advice. Do not reach out to your partner with a problem for the first time. You need to establish that relationship first, and I guarantee you will be richer for
Yeah.
it. You will absolutely be
Yes.
richer for
Yeah.
it. So, all right, so we want to talk about entertainment. Now, you mentioned it a little bit, but so during the pause or the incident, whatever you want to call it, I got to meet your head of entertainment, Nick, who we're just going to break it down
story,
here for a
yes.
minute, Nick. So this is my show. I make the rules. I was not thinking when you guys, your team said, hey, we can get Nick to come. He would love to talk to you. I was not expecting him to direct my show. And I love you, Nick, but that was an experience I hadn't. He was like, roll the footage. I was like, oh.
It still makes me laugh thinking about it.
Yes. I was like, I'm getting hot. I'm getting hot. No, it was a great show. But I have been fortunate enough to experience a lot of the not a lot, but I have been able to experience many of the entertainment opportunity or options within sailing. An itinerary with Royal Caribbean. And it isn't just the main theater. I mean, there is entertainment in every nook and cranny. There's something for everyone. But I want to kind of focus on the main stage for a minute because I had an experience going to your rehearsal space.
Yes.
And it was a very...
Production studio.
Yes, it was a production studio. I didn't know what to expect. And I will say, while I love entertainment, I am not a fan of shows. I can't sit still. I'm an MTV generation. I need to move really fast. And this opportunity was to see a show that is going to debut an icon of the seas as Wizard of Oz. And so I didn't know what to expect. The last time I was on the Odyssey of the Seas, there were drones. There was so much happening. There were things coming out of the floor and out of the sky. I mean, it was just everywhere, right? So I didn't know what to expect. And Nick came out and he said, thank you guys for being here. This was like the final run through of the show.
Before they were heading
out to the ship. And there was just like masking tape on the floor, and there were just little things. It looked like a little amateur dramatic,
yes.
A little amateur dramatics theater. And he said, just to let you know, there's going to be some moments during the show where someone is standing here, and you're wondering why they're standing here, and that's because there'll be some equipment that shoots them up out of the floor, or whatever. There's laser beams. I don't think he said laser beams, but there's just lots of things, right?
Yes.
And he said, what we do here is our performers learn the show inside and out without the technology. It is all, they know it without any of that. And I'm thinking, well, as someone who doesn't like shows already, this
Like I'm
is,
bored.
yeah, Jesse, wake me up when this is done. Can I just say that I was so enthralled, entranced. I mean, I can't even wait to see it with costumes and effects and all the amazing things. You guys are innovators when it comes to entertainment at sea.
Major, yes.
And so, but I'm telling you, I was there. Dorothy, I was with you, girl. And there was nothing. It was just actors, and they knew this show, and it was an amazing experience. And I thank you, because now I will make sure that I go to the theater and see the shows.
Yes.
I always get Mike to go find someone else to go do it with, but it was magical. But your entertainment is phenomenal, and I think we have some beautiful footage.
We do, yes, of what you can find across our fleet.
Across the fleet. Roll that.
We don't
Wow.
allow you to sleep on the ships. You just
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
keep up with everything going on.
Yeah. There is something happening all the time. And you were even talking about the World Cruise and how
Yes.
with 150 performance.
150 different performers that will come on.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. There is no reason for you to be a curmudgeon and say I had a terrible time, because there with
We've got
everything
something
that you
going
have to
on,
offer,
yes.
there is
Yeah.
something going on.
Mhm.
And this entertainment, I I might be a little dramatic, but I am telling you, some of the shows that I have seen, some of the technology that I've seen, I have not even seen in many Broadway or West End shows. I mean, this is something that you guys not only are, like you said, when you build things, you're building the biggest, the best, the first. You're innovating in this space in ways that I saw a show that there was just masking tape on the floor, and it was just beautiful. It was a beautiful performance from all of these talented people, and they're plain clothes. They were not even in costumes, okay? That goes into the performance, and then you just...
You're pulled in with all the technology and everything.
Yeah.
We actually, we take our challenge of being a top entertainment venue when you have all of our ships sailing,
Yeah.
well beyond just what cruise ships do. We've elevated the whole cruise ship experience. However, we even go to like CES, the tech big conference that happens every year, big convention,
To talk about.
because we want to see the technology that's out there and how can we apply that to our entertainment site. You know, Nick just wants to get to the next, get to the next, get to
Yeah.
the next. So I'm excited to see Wizard of Oz, just because I've seen a lot of the renderings and it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. I will say it is a must-see. And yeah, on to the next. I want to make sure that before we leave, we talk about
That
the
secret little thing we have out
the
there.
icon in the room that we haven't, that we're not really talking about.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Icon of the Seas.
Icon of the Seas. It seems so far away, but now she's going to have her first true passenger sailing on January 27th. That is right around the corner.
Right around the corner.
And so Icon is introducing another class of ships. Like we talked about the Oasis class. This is a whole nother class of ships. And a lot of this is planned out 10, 15 years ago. And again, those innovation teams are in there going, what will people want? What would they like? I can't even fathom stepping onto those ships and figuring out, how did we do that? How are we getting all of this on there? But I think with Icon, there's a couple of things that I think as a travel advisor, everyone wants to focus on. Is number one, we want you to be able to sell your business year round. So we have a huge focus on those families with kids that are 6 and under that can sail anytime. But the whole ship isn't created for them. We have a neighborhood. We love having neighborhoods.
Yep.
That's called Surfside. And we have like splash areas and splash pads. We also have an adult pool, so you can kind of be in an area while you're watching your children. We're introducing lots of new restaurants, but even in that area, there'll be some new family-specific restaurants, some complimentary, some that may have a specialty charge on them, but right outside of that will be Adventure Ocean. So our advice is, you bring in kids, get a stateroom that's on the aft part of the ship. If you're not bringing kids, boy, do we have a lot of fun for those folks too, and book in the front of the ship. Even our Aqua Theater show is going indoors.
Wow.
It will be under a dome, the Aqua Dome, versus being off the back of the ship. That way we control the weather.
Yeah.
Well, we don't control the weather. We can work with the weather.
That was a very bold statement there,
we
Robin.
control our climate system. I know. We'll try to, trust me, our innovation folks are probably trying to
They're
figure
working
that
on
out.
that.
Yes. But we can control what that experience is for both the guest as well as our performers. I mean, they're doing some truly death-defying things in that Aqua Theater show. So to be able to do that. Also our ice skating, which we're the only cruise line that has ice skating on board. For our guests too, if you want to skate, bring those long socks and pants and we'll get you on the ice too. But that's also changing just so that that experience can be even more elevated and enhanced. So I can't imagine
Well,
what everything's gonna
fortunately, we don't have to imagine a little bit.
Good.
We can show you. So let's take a look at it.
Feel like I'm 10 feet tall. My turn, pass me the ball. Don't trip, no, I don't fall. That's right, I want it all. I keep on moving to the beat of my own drum. My squad be killing it, you know we get it done. Yeah, you know we got that. Yeah, you know we got that power. Yeah, you know we got that. Yeah, you know we got that power. I got the power. I got the power. We showing up, we showing up, we run it up right now.
I love it. Christina says in the chat, wow! Exclamation point, exclamation point. And Lisa said, so excited for the icon.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
everybody is.
Yes. And I think it's just one of those experiences where there's something for everyone, but just the immersion of everything. Also, you mentioned about walking onto our ships.
Mm-hmm.
That experience. This will be the first time we actually will have glass so that you're seeing the ocean and not just walking into what feels like a floating resort.
Yeah.
So that's going to be very, very exciting. I think that there's dining experience that we'll have that will be introduced that we don't have on our other ships yet. There's also other entertainment venues that we're going to introduce. But there's a lot of information out there about Icon, and I recommend everybody dive into how it's built. You know, all the decisions that were made. We've got great resources out there
Yeah.
to see a lot of that.
And you also brought a little footage of the bars and the nightlife.
Talk about a fun date night on our ships, or hanging out with the girls or the guys, or just whatever groups of friends. We take the feedback that we get and we try to apply it as much as we can. So instead of having to have a sit-down dining experience that may last a little while, but you've got all these other options of things you want to do, we now even will have like a Zumi in the park, which will be quick grab, like Asian fusion street food, or you can go do the whole teppanyaki experience, which is a little bit longer. So a lot of fun stuff.
So let's take a look at that.
Can't turn us down, down, down. We in your face like wow. We showing up, we showing out, we run it up right now.
24 hours, 7 days a week. Yeah, got that power. It don't ever sleep.
24 hours, 7 days a week. Yeah, got that power. It don't ever sleep.
Yeah, we got that power. It will never cease is the lyric that I caught during that little segment. And I mean, that right there, just a taste. A little taste. But I bet if you or your clients have not experienced the Oasis class, wait till they get a load of the Icon.
Yes.
Okay? So excited for that. And I also want to just go over to the chat real quick before we go. Paul said, ice skating on a cruise?
I know.
What? That's a whole other show, Paul. That's a whole other show. Christina said, amazing. And she said, I am excited for myself as well as sharing with my clients. And that's exactly what we wanted to do at this Partner Spotlight,
Yes.
is to get you excited. Now, if you are looking for any information on Royal Caribbean, like I said earlier, please make sure you visit World Via Pro, and you will find a lot of information in Supplier Source, as well as you will get to see Robin and many of her team at our different events throughout this next year. We're already planning for the year, but I cannot believe that this hour is already over, Robin. That went by so fast.
Love that you all have us here, actually. We love you all as a partner, and even just personally, I love everybody that we work with, tied with World Via Travel Quest.
We love you. Well,
do.
thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll have her back, guys. Don't worry about it. We'll have her back.
Perfect.
So again, if you want to learn more, visit World Via Pro, search Royal Caribbean. You will find all the information there. that we have, and as more information comes out, of course, we'll let you know. And if you want to learn more about our partners and have a good old-fashioned chinwag, as the Brits say, it's not a country slang term, as the Brits say, please tune in to our next Partner Spotlight, which is going to be with the sister brand of Royal Caribbean Celebrity. So cannot wait for that, and stay tuned for the event calendar because there's so much more coming. We'll see you real soon. Take care. Bye.